So I'm not too sure what we're supposed to be doing for this assignment, other than summarizing the information that we collected going through assignment 1A. Um, I guess if I had to describe my alignment as I would in Dungeons and Dragons, which is one of my hobbies, that would be neutral good. Um, I'm not, overly right is right and wrong is wrong and black and white. That's not me. Um, I know if I'm going over my identity map, some of the major functions on the identity map were culture, which is mostly Irish. My mother was born in El Salvador, but I know virtually nothing about my Hispanic heritage. My mother was not a big part of my life growing up. I was raised by my father, and so the Irish culture was predominant in everything that we did and said. That being said, I do have hobbies, which I've already mentioned. One is Dungeons and Dragons, another is stamp collecting. My father got me started on stamp collecting at a very young age, probably around second grade. I like designing websites. I have a couple of websites of my own that I do keep up from now and then. I like to listen to audiobooks and I enjoy learning. I'm a lifelong learner. That being said, another one of the major clouds in my identity web or points was education. That is a big part of who I am. I really put a lot of weight into being educated and to the grades that I get. It's very important to me to do very well in school and to have an education. Another big part of my life is the military. I am an Army veteran. I was also a veteran of the Air National Guard, the California National Guard, and the Air Force Reserves, along with being an active duty Army veteran. And then my family, of course, is another big part of who I am. All of my children and grandchildren. Some of the children are not mine biologically, but they are mine in my heart, so I have included them on my identity web. As far as the cultural iceberg goes, the obvious above the water, I'm white, I'm male, I'm a senior, I'm slightly overweight, I speak English, and I speak better than most average people do, at least in my opinion. Under the surface, I'm bipolar type 2, which colors a lot of my single-mindedness, my hyper-focusing on things, which I tend to do. I do need personal space. I'm very introverted. I don't like lots of people. I don't like lots of people around me, which is going to be interesting since I've chosen to be a teacher. I'm not very observant of my physical surroundings. I tend to trip over things if I'm not, paying full attention to them. I prefer cooperation to confrontation. In my youth, I was very confrontational, but I'm no longer that way. I'm bad at keeping family ties. I don't really keep up with my family, even though I have a large family. I don't really communicate with them all that much, and that comes from my father wasn't very communicative with his family and with me, and so we don't express emotions a lot. And so that's an issue that I have, and I'm uncomfortable in new situations. So that's another part of the cultural iceberg there. Um, the stereotype, I was kind of uncomfortable. I saw that I do have many stereotypes towards people of color that aren't very nice to have. And so I'm kind of embarrassed that these are the thoughts and ideas I have in my head, the way that I've grown up, general stereotypes towards Hispanics, African Americans, are the most general ones that you can have. My father was not he was racist. And so I kind of have those tendencies, though I really try to be conscious of them and try to avoid them wherever I can. I try to siphon them wherever I can. I'm trying to learn not to be that way. And we'll see how that works out. I have usual expectations of Asians being super smart, Hispanics being workers, stuff like that. Sad to say. Hidden bias, interestingly enough, no surprise there. I have a bias towards European Americans over Hispanic Americans. One thing that was also not a surprise to me, I took another one that I didn't post on here, but it was that I prefer slightly overweight people to thin people. And I guess that says a lot about my choice in spouses and girlfriends over the years. I've never been into really skinny women, so that's just me. Um, Personal assets and supports. I have a very computational mind. Um, I think in words and in numbers, not in pictures. My formal education in computer programming and technology and web design all kind of make up who I am and are a big part of my personal identity. I'm Irish, I'm Christian, I was raised a Christian, I'm not overly religious, but I do believe in God and I do have many cultural beliefs as far as Christianity goes. I'm very resilient as far as things go. I know when I was getting my bachelor's degree at National many years ago, I was diagnosed with bladder cancer, and I worked through my bachelor's degree while getting cancer treatment. Fortunately, I was able to beat cancer, so it was a good thing there. Um, Looks like we're going on 6.5 minutes here, so I'm going to cut it short. I'm not sure what else to say, but hopefully that gives you an idea about who I am and things that I really need to work on anyway. So thank you for your time and have a good day.